Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am filming a long awaited updates video for you guys. I haven't filmed an updates video since August, and so I wanted to go ahead and film one because it's almost August again. It is June now, so it's been almost a year since I have filmed an updates video for you guys, and I'm actually going to split this up into two parts. I'm going to split it up into the end of 2018, and then I'm going to make a separate video giving you updates of what happened in the first 6 months of, well, 5.5 months of 2019. So this one that I'm filming right now is going to be updates up until the first of the year this year. It's going to be the end of 2018, and then directly after this I am going to film one updating you guys of what has happened in 2019 so far. So I wanted to split it up like that. These videos are always super long. I like them because I can also go back and kind of know what was going on in my life at that point in time, and also I can give you guys an explanation of where I've been, why I haven't been filming many videos, so on and so forth. First of all, my hair, you guys can't see, it's super long. I'm thinking about getting it cut, so let me know down in the comments if I should cut it. I've been thinking about cutting it, but that's a whole different update for another time. But it is super long. There you can see it if I kind of lean back. It's almost down to my waist. Right now it's about at my belly button, so I've been thinking about cutting it, but I'm not sure. I'm having a good hair day today, so I like it today. Most days it's too hot and crazy outside to wear it down, but today it's kind of cool and windy. I was actually going to film this video outside because I found that in the summertime that's one of my downfalls of filming, is I like to be outside all day. I basically get up in the morning, go outside and spend all day out there, whether it be tanning or grilling or in the pool or doing cookouts and bonfires, all that kind of stuff. So I was going to film this outside because that's where I wanted to be, but it's a little bit too windy today. So I'm filming in my room with my ring light. So anyways, I'm rambling. I'm going to go on and get into this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I have a notebook here of all the stuff that I have been up to since August. So we'll go ahead and get started. So in the last video, I told you guys that I was getting ready to move my brother into college. And on August 12th of 2018, we actually moved him into college. He went to a school that is a branch of WVU, which is West Virginia University, for those of you who don't know. And he went there and he had a great time. We had so much fun moving him in, and his girlfriend rode down with us, and we all bawled when we left. But yeah, we had a blast, and now he's home for the summer, so that was just a super cool thing that I mentioned in the last video. And then on August 28th of 2018, my job had 2 people get fired. Well, one quit and one got fired. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was a big deal at the time. I won't go into the details about it because it's really nobody's business. But yeah, basically on August 28th, I started working pretty much every day because we were short 2 people, and I worked every day from then until November. So I worked basically 3 months nonstop, yeah, every single day. So that was kind of crazy. So it started on August 28th, and on September 9th was my 2 years clean of self-harm. I didn't really do a whole lot. I think I actually worked that day because, like I said, I was working pretty much every day, unless I got somebody else from a different store to cover for me, which was very rare. But yeah, 2 years clean, almost 3 years now, coming up on it, and it feels good. It feels really good. On September 14th, I went to a festival in my town called Treasure Mountain with a friend of mine. Her name is Chelsea. I also filmed some videos of her back in the day, so you guys can go back and watch those. But yeah, we went to the festival together and walked around and had a good time. It rained most of the time, so we didn't really get to go too many places, but we came back to her house afterwards and she made me a dating profile, and we just had like a really fun girls' night. She cooked me really good fish. It was really good. We just had a really fun night. We were also supposed to go to a concert that night, the Ashley McBryde concert that I went to. It was supposed to be in September. It actually ended up being in January, but it was supposed to be September 14th. But it got canceled because of tornadoes and heavy rain and flooding and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why we hung out instead. So yeah. And then on October 9th, my friend picked me up after work. It was kind of a funny kind of night. We were supposed to go to the club together. We were going to have a girls' night and go to the club. My friend Oksana. And we didn't make it there. Her car broke down and we were kind of stranded in the middle of the night. Kind of a weird thing where her car broke down before we made it to where we were going. So we basically went back and got her dad, and he started, got the vehicle started and everything, and we went back home and just kind of hung out. I also first started talking to another one of my friends that night. So that was just kind of a random night that was kind of memorable. Then on October 20th, I went to a party slash whatever you want to call it with some friends of mine. We went up to the lake. We ended up running around town. We went from one end of town to the other side of the county, back up here. Some of our friends got in a little bit of trouble. It was just like a crazy night. We were running back and forth, and yeah, so that happened on October 20th. I can't really say much details about it, but I know what I'm talking about that night. Then on October 24th, I helped my friend Alexia paint her walls and her whole house, basically, and there was a guy down there who was trying to hit on me. It was like another one of those fun girls' nights, except we had guys there that were helping us. So it was just like a fun, we drank wine and painted and that kind of stuff. October 26th, I went kind of on a date night with myself. I went to go see A Star is Born, which is such a good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I know that it's been raved about a lot. I know it won like Emmys and all kinds of different awards. It's such a good movie, guys. I went and watched that by myself. I went out to eat by myself. I just kind of had like a little date night with myself. I like to do that from time to time, just like a little pamper sesh, treat yourself kind of thing. And then when I came back, me and my uncle, who lived here at the time, we got on Facebook Live and were playing music and drinking a little bit and just having a good time. It was such a fun night. I had a blast. And then in November, we finally got somebody back. So from August 28th to November 9th, I worked pretty much every single day. That is, what, 3 months? Almost 3 months. I worked every single day except maybe 1 or 2 when I got somebody else to cover for me. And then on November 9th, we got somebody else hired. Her name was Victoria. And yeah, we, hit it off really good. I still talk to her quite a bit. And yeah, we finally got somebody back at work, and I got some more days off to spend. And therefore, the next day, the 10th of November, I went to a playoff football game. It was the first time my high school had hosted a playoff game ever. So I went to that. They were in the playoffs. They did not win, but I went to it anyways to kind of commemorate high school. And also, I have some friends that are still in high school and, family members, and it's a small town. So I went to that. And then after, I went and hung out with my friend Lexi and her friend Hope, and we had some issues with one of their boyfriends and basically chased them around town, and, it was kind of a crazy night, but it was fun. And then on November 17th, I went to a girl I know, her mom's funeral. Her name was Yvonne Simmons. My friend Loretta, it was her mom, and I went to her funeral, and it was beautiful, and it was a very sad moment, though. Yvonne used to come in to my work all the time, and she was a very valued customer of ours, and we loved her and had fun with her and joked around, and she always said, you know, who are we charging this to today? And that was always her famous like saying. She was always trying to charge her items to other people, and so it was very sad. She lost her battle with cancer. And yeah, I went to their funeral. Then on the 19th of November, Bobby Bones won Dancing with the Stars, which to most people would not be in an updates video. But for me, I love Bobby Bones. Want to be him when I grow up. Like, if you ask me anybody's job, like my dream job, it would be to be Bobby Bones and to host a radio show that is nationwide, and also all the other cool stuff that he did. And he also just won Dancing with the Stars, so that's like a big deal, especially considering how many people hated on him for even being on the show. But his fans came through, and he won, and I was so excited. You guys have no idea. I was screaming and so excited because the underdog won, and I always root for the underdog. And Bobby Bones is my man anyways. He might have been the underdog in Dancing with the Stars, but he's always been my man. He's not an underdog in any means in life, and he just won, and it was super exciting, and I'm still excited about it. And then on November 20th, which was the day before Thanksgiving, I went to the ER because I thought I had a ruptured eardrum. I had a really bad infection, and it had just gotten to the point where I thought it ruptured. ER nurse had looked at it and told me that my ear canal was so swollen that she couldn't even see my eardrum to see if it was ruptured. But she kind of was guessing based on the amount of swelling and based on the amount of infection in my ear that it was ruptured. Luckily, later on, it did not turn out to be ruptured, but it was a really severe infection, and I've had chronic ear infections for the last couple years, so I guess it just came to a head at that point, and it was really bad. So they put me on some antibiotics and sent me on my way. November 21st, which was the day after I went to the ER, we had Thanksgiving with my cousins, and they rented out a building in my hometown, and we had our Thanksgiving there with my first cousin Jesse and his family, as well as some of our family. We just had a big get together. It was so much fun, and I got to meet my little baby cousin for the first time, and she's adorable, and we had so much fun. There's vlogs of all this stuff as well if you want to go watch it, but yeah, it's been a little bit, so you probably have already seen them. But yeah, the 22nd of November was Thanksgiving. And that morning we had a dinner here at home, and then I had to go to work, and then after work I went to my dad's side of the families and spent the night with them. Spent a couple days up there with my grandma and had a blast up there with them. I got to see my Aunt Laura for the first time in like probably 10 years because she lives in Louisiana. So she came up for Thanksgiving this year, and I had to go down and see her. So we had our dinner here that morning, and then I went to work, and then I went down and spent some time with my dad and my grandma and my Aunt Laura and my cousins and all that. November 28th, I had an ENT appointment with an ears, nose, and throat doctor. That's what an ENT is. If you didn't know, the ER, when I was at them, they referred me to an ENT, and the 28th was my appointment, and basically, he told me that I have abnormal tissue in my ear, which was very concerning. But, you know, everything was good. He cleaned out my ear. He took, like, this scraper and cleaned out all this crap out of my ear. He put some drops in it. He sent me home with some drops. Sent me home with some antibiotics. And, yeah, I had an appointment, like, a couple weeks later, where they kind of did a little bit more testing. But the ear drops and him cleaning it out really did help. December 1st is when Vlogmas started, so if you wanted to see what I did in December, you can kind of go back and look at my Vlogmas videos. But on December 1st, I went to my cousin's birthday party, cousin by marriage, his birthday party, and we had so much fun in her house. It was so pretty and decorated for Christmas, and it was gorgeous. December 7th, I had an appointment with my doctor, my family doctor, where she told me I had fluid in my ear. At that point, the swelling had came down, and she was able to see my eardrum and saw that there was fluid behind my ear. So, you know, I basically continued on antibiotics and drops and that kind of stuff. So I just had a lot of trouble with my ear back then. December 10th, we went sledding because it snowed like a lot. And we went sledding. There's a vlog of that. December 15th, there was an ugly Christmas sweater party at the local bar around here. And I went to that. I always go to that. Again, there's a vlog of that if you guys want to see. I went by myself and we just had fun. It was fun. December 19th is when I saw the ENT again, and they told me, they basically ran a bunch of tests and put this thing in my ear to where it like measured the pressure, and I don't know, they ran a bunch of tests and basically told me my infection was not bad enough to need tubes, and basically to continue with what I was doing with the drops and antibiotics and etc, etc, etc. So I continued on that. It eventually went away. I still get infections quite frequently. I don't think they're really infections. I think it might be just allergies, or my ears just being sensitive to like the atmosphere and the pressure in the air. Because right now I feel them a little bit like clogged. But ever since then it's basically went away. It's not been bad enough to go to the doctor for. So that's really good. And then on December 21st, my brother came over at midnight because his birthday is on the 22nd. So me and his girlfriend got to tell him happy birthday at midnight on his birthday, and he just came and hung out for a little bit, and we kind of celebrated and, you know, chatted and caught up and that kind of stuff. And I was so excited to get to tell my brother that at midnight and in person. So, and on Christmas Eve, if you guys don't know what that is, December 23rd, we went to a party at a little garage here in town, and it was a crazy night. We had a DD, but it was pouring down the snow. We were trying to leave. We had a bunch of, you know, drunk people with us, and it was snowing, and the weather was really bad. The roads were covered, and it was just a crazy night trying to get home that night. Probably should not have went out that night, but you know, I'm young and dumb still. Even though I'm 24, I'm almost out of that phase. I don't go out very often anymore, but I have some friends that are a little bit younger than me and they like to do that, so I still partake a little bit, not quite as much as I used to. And actually I recently stopped drinking, which will be in the next update video, so I haven't really done much of that since then, but it was Christmas and we wanted to go out and have a good time, so that's what we ended up doing. And it was just a crazy night of trying to get home in the snow and going over mountains and all that kind of stuff. So not the smartest idea, but you know, we haven't done anything like that since. December 24th, which was Christmas Eve, my brother and his girlfriend came over. I had to work, but once I got home from work, because I worked early that day, but once I got home from work, we did gingerbread houses and we watched Christmas movies. Again, there's a vlog of this if you want to go see, but it was just so much fun to get to spend some time with my brother and his girlfriend and, you know, making gingerbread houses and learning, you know, different things about how creative people are, and we just had fun. And yeah. December 25th, my work was actually closed. That's the only day that we close all year. And we started it out by opening presents, obviously. We watched Christmas movies all day, just kind of sat in our pajamas, and we just kind of ate leftover food because we do our Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. So it was just kind of eating leftovers of what was left from the night before, sitting around watching Christmas movies, playing with our gifts. I love Christmas time, so it was just a time to spend with family and yeah, basically open presents and, you know, just kind of hang out and watch Christmas movies. So that's what we did. And then the day after Christmas, which was not a good idea on my part, but I worked a 14-hour shift at my work because somebody else had called in. I was supposed to work a shorter shift, but somebody called in, so I ended up working all day basically. And we cleaned up the mess from Christmas, so that was fun. Not really fun, but a 14-hour shift after Christmas is never fun. But, you know, we got things done, and yeah, so that was that. And then, last but not least, I celebrated New Year's on the couch. I'll be honest with you. I am old, and even though I mentioned a few times of going out and having fun, I prefer to be on my couch. And I had to work on New Year's Eve anyways, so I came home, I went out in the living room there, sat on the couch, and basically did nothing but watch the ball drop on TV. So that was my New Year's evening, and that's kind of how I broke in the new year. So that is all the updates from August 2018 to the beginning of January 19. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and film the next half of this video updating you guys to current, but that's basically where I left off the last time up until what has happened this year. You'll have to find out what has happened so far this year in the next video, the part 2 to this. So go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a card somewhere, probably an end card, maybe a little eye thingy up here. Who knows? It'll be somewhere here on the screen. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in part 2. Bye, guys!